Welcome back, everybody. Derek Sue, your 2022 Oakland mayoral candidate. Well, this is an exclusive here just for Zenny 62 media folks and Oakland News Now. This morning, I caught a thief in my neighbor's shelter stealing stuff in it, and it turns out that this individual was stealing from Jerry, my resident who just received housing in Hayward, and so she's been transitioning her stuff from here to her new apartment in Hayward. And I catch this character inside of her place. I confront him, and lo and behold, he's not afraid of me, even though he's somewhat aware of who I am and what I do. And he gestures that he's going to shoot me, and then he admits through his stupidity that my dog bit him and he's going to shoot my dog. And so I was wondering who my dog bit the other night in the middle of the night, because nobody should be on my side of the K-rails. Nothing belongs to anybody other than Jerry. And so when my dog came back in, she gave all the indications that she attacked somebody, and somebody left. And so with him clearly admitting that this morning, he was in the process of trying to steal stuff from Jerry's place 2 nights ago even. And then last night, he ended up was using one of my carts because I found it down the street. Anyway, long story short, he came at me, put his hands into his appendix area like he had a gun in his waistband, told me, "I'm going to shoot your dog so you can see your dog die, and then I'm going to shoot you." And so that was the threat, the actual death threat this person gave. And this is a group from one of the group that ended up trying to take over this camp over the weekend. So far, we've been able to repel that, but it's just a matter of time, because we know that all of these characters are armed. How do we know that they're armed? Because they've been shooting their guns off down there at the end of the street. They're shooting stolen cars, they're shooting windows, so we know that they're armed. And the police have yet to do anything about this. But right now, if you hear helicopters in the background, that's because they've been on this group, because the person who actually threatened me, while he didn't shoot me this morning, he said, "I'll be back." And so he left. OPD, the police officers, got my side of the story, went looking for him, found him literally just blocks away, and he was in possession of a stolen, loaded firearm. So all the threats to my residents here are valid. This individual and the gang down there have stolen a lot of valuable stuff. In fact, my person who is on hospice here dying of cancer, they stole his generator. They literally stole his generator the night before, and my resident saved up and finally was able to get one. His family's been able to help him with that, but now that group stole a life support piece of equipment from him. And so we're really trying to scramble to try and replace that piece of equipment, because it's too far away from my solar system where we could use extension cords safely. So we don't have that option. So we're trying to deal with this, and I blame all of this additional crime that we've been enduring for the past year on Gavin Newsom. I, for one, will be voting against Gavin Newsom because of him early releasing so many dangerous criminals that have ended up right here in Oakland, embedded in some of the homeless camps. In fact, all the homeless camps have a criminal somewhere in there, and it's one of their hideouts. They may not stay there, but it's one of their hideouts that they can run from law enforcement when they need to, because we've had experience with that, and we've had criminals with up to 12 different sites throughout Oakland, and so it's nearly impossible to find them. but we're dealing with them right now. Like I said this morning, this one actually was going to go get his gun and come back and actually shoot me this morning. So streets are dangerous. Gavin Newsom needs to go. LeRonne Armstrong, you need to step up police patrols here. We need to bring in Alameda County deputy sheriffs to assist you with a lot of the things that are going here. I have the city saying that they're going to be putting a regular officer patrolling this particular area more closely for the near future. So we're hoping that that actually comes true and nobody gets killed out here, because that's what this is setting up to, because we know that these criminals are armed. They just got one of the characters, and so there's still quite a few more here, and the police seem to be very indifferent to the information that I've been giving them. Also, the businesses here were in the police officer's face. So this is a very big concern here on this street, and it should be a big concern for even residents that are housed, because they're setting up their criminal enterprise, like I've been telling the city, inside of the homeless camps. We need to get homeless camps under control through co-governed encampments, and then that way we know who's in where, and that what we're doing, we're vetting out the criminals, and the criminals that are causing all the problems, they go back into jail. That's bottom line, because they're harming the community, they're harming you and me, they're carjacking, they're stealing. The police didn't get here the other day. The criminals were so bold, they were cutting catalytic converters off stolen vehicles in front of everybody here in the camp and the shower crew. And by the time the police got here, they had cut everything off and gone. Took the vehicles, everything with them. I have it on video. I was going to show the police, but the police have no interest, because they said, well, there's no victim. We can't prove anything. So that's where we're at on that, and I am really disappointed with some of the procedures and policies that OPD is not enforcing. So we need more enforcement. We need to get hard on the criminals. We need to get more co-governed tiny home encampments set up around Oakland to actually get the homeless help and get them off the streets and out of danger. Like all of my residents, they're terrified right now, and most of them don't want to talk to the police to even file the report. They're so terrified. They said, well, they're going to come back and shoot me and kill me if I do that. And I said, well, yeah, that's a chance that you have to take. I don't let that bother me, because I find every day for me is a gift since I survived cancer. So anyway, thanks for joining me today. The streets are dangerous everywhere in America, especially here in California, and we need new leadership in not only the high government like the state, but we also need it regionally and through our cities, through different types of leadership, and getting hard on the criminals, because the criminals know that they're getting away with everything. We see this everywhere. So thanks for joining me again today. We'll see you next time.